Thank you, Erica, and good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be back in Taipei. I just got in after midnight last night, so I missed the weather, I missed the food, I missed all of your lovely faces, and so it's great to see everyone. There's a lot going on in the world, and just a bit of a pause just to recognize that there's a lot of really hard problems that people are trying to solve. Middle East peace is really hard. Climate crisis is really hard. There's a lot of really hard problems. And the reason we do these events is that entrepreneurship, what you all are doing, is really extremely hard. But I firmly believe it's one of those things where the value that's being created far exceeds all the challenges and difficulties that you are all working on. And I think there's a tremendous impact that just people in this room are making for your future. So when you look out, when I get to look out in your faces, like it's incredible to see the future of Taiwan, the future of technology, the future of entrepreneurship in Asia. So we also know how important and how valuable your time is. And so we know that taking a day out of your schedule is extremely expensive and valuable, and oftentimes the company stops when you're not doing anything and when you're not working on it, and literally some of you are solo or just you and your co-founder, and literally it stops because it's just the two of you. So we appreciate you sharing the time today, and we design it in mind where we want to make sure you're getting as much of the value out of being together as a community of founders and building those networks with each other, as well as from hearing from folks that have built global businesses today. So we'll be hearing from a number of really special guests that we have. For example, we'll have a fireside chat later with Phil Chen, who is he's the partner at Race Capital. He built a professional basketball team last year. He's building another company this year, so we'll talk about team building with him. We also wanted one of our mentors from Silicon Valley to talk about B2B sales, enterprise sales, because that tends to be a challenge not just for people outside of the US, even for our founders in the US, B2B sales tends to be a really big, hard nut to crack. And so when we help train our founders in the US, we want to make sure that we also level the playing field for everybody else. So we'll be able to hear from our mentor on B2B sales. Obviously, as Erica mentioned, we'll get to hear from Steve when he both left PayPal and then started YouTube and his journey on entrepreneurship. And then also with our, we have a whole super cycle of artificial intelligence, generative AI at the moment. And we have some really insightful founders in our portfolio that have been using it to give their startups a competitive edge. So we want to be able to share those in workshops, share like best practices, share some of the ideas that founders have been using Gen AI to help give their companies an edge around what they're working on. And then I think the idea is that we make it useful, and you also hear from folks that have done it before. So speaking of people that have done it before, I wanted to introduce our very first and special guest. He's the founder and CEO of Cyberlink, and his name is Jia Wang. We're very honored that he can kick off this session this morning. So let me welcome him to the stage.